Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness from the one to the many. And I return it back to myself. May everybody be feeling good for no reason at all, radiating, operating in the highest frequency, in the truest and most best version of your authentic self. This is your host and co-pilot, Sawu the God. I am vibrating at the highest frequency and operation of my truest and best version. And I'm feeling good right now. Some things are necessary for our growth. Some things are necessary for our growth. We learn that through our eating habits. We learn that through everyday life. Some things that are necessary for our growth won't taste good and won't feel good. But by continuing to live, we learn how to deal with it. We learn how to change things. Or we learn how to transmute, the circumstances or the energy from the circumstances, situations, and experiences that we have lived through, whether we knew it or not. Because transmutation is a popular word right now. But some things are necessary for our growth that won't always taste good or feel good. We all old enough to know that now. My point is, I hope we don't stop there, because there's still much more work to do. Life is a movement, and light moves in all angles. Multidimensional beings living in this physical experience. We gotta learn different ways to project our light in positive manners. Positive manners is really not taught in the present generation. Just, going off key for a minute, speaking of manners. So, if you came up in a mannerable home, regardless of what's trending presently, instill those same mannerisms, the same good manners into the children, into the seeds. It's going to be necessary, because our present day youth don't have respect for life. According to the life that's in them. And we can see that all around the world about what's going on. I'm saying that to say, as we transform the unnecessary things to come into what's necessary, as we transmute the unnecessary to come into what's necessary, we transform ourselves and our environments. We transform through what we can expand through. We transform through what we can endure through. Some call it a struggle, some call it a life experience. But we expand through everything that we experience. Emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, even if we don't recognize it. Life is always moving, even if it's moving in reverse. To expand our field, we have to put practices, our energetic field. We have to put practices in motion, like feeling good for no reason at all. That expands my field. If you think about the opposite frequency, energy, or feeling to feeling good, you can see what it does to you. So that's always the choice every day. Go to the mail truck, y'all. To expand your torus field, you got to be constantly cleaning your habits, cleaning your thoughts, cleaning your speech, cleaning your action, cleaning your diet. And make it a lifestyle. That's the process. It's almost like steps, as I was saying it in my mind, but that's the process. Step by step, you become the own alchemist in your life. Nobody else can transform in our life what's necessary for us to transform in our lives. We can talk to them about it, have whole discussions and debates about it. But whatever is necessary for us to transform within our own particular personal space, only you can do that for you. You must be the alchemist. You hold the wand to your world. What are you manifesting in it? Or how is the things that's manifesting in it manifesting according to your wishes? Because you are the wand of your world. How you use your energy is really, how we use our energy is really how our energy is using us. Think about that for a minute. How we use our energy is really how our energy is using us. It's deep. But we almost learn how to hear our own voice through the noise in order to follow our own feet. That's part of the process. Solitude could be a good thing when necessary. Solitude could be is a very good thing when external experience is chaotic and more noisier than you are in your own mind. It's time to unplug. A lot of us may be finding that it's time to unplug, so we can hear ourselves think, so we can hear what ourselves saying to ourselves, and that's a good place to be. That's a very good place to be, because when you spread it in too many places, it ain't always easy to hit the target on what you're really aiming at. So sometimes you gotta put all your energy, all your focus, all your attention, not in hitting the target, but into the arrow that you're gonna hit the target with. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I know that probably resonate with somebody, because we come into, as I've been saying, old cycles. The seasons are revealing the cycles, and old cycles are coming to a close. Tower time, Judgment Day, whatever we want to call it. This is the time where we really have to take a really intense, thorough, and valid look at oneself and in our relation to oneself, and then everything else. This is the awakening, and this awakening you can't put the God in you on the back burner no more. You gotta raise it up and build it up so it could be your directing force. I say that because it ain't always good to have too many options. Having too many options can put us in a place of confusion. Put us in a place where we lose ourselves by all the options that we have available. till we don't really know what's the wisest choice to take, or the wisest choice to make. Trust your intuition. It will be our truth and guiding light in this process called Ascension. We won't really be in a position to be believing everything that we see and everything that we hear, including what you're hearing right now. But it's on you to use your discernment to recognize where it's coming from. That's the test. And it's important because whoever's still sleeping the most is still being triggered the most. But that's what we here to undo in this awakening. So, Grand Rising people, feel good for no reason at all. Move in stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness, even if that means just sitting still. Sitting still is a movement. Meditate, elevate your vibration, and raise your frequency. Peace and power, family. Salud to God.